Hi, and welcome to another episode of This and That, our unplanned general chit chat about things that interest us at the moment, and hopefully there'll be something of interest for you as well. This week, John's going to show us his camera setup for a live streaming sporting event. We also discuss the value of talkback systems for your crew, and we're talking about computer graphics and how they can be used within your production. And we'll also move on to look at virtual sets as well. If you have any comments or questions, please do feel free to email us or drop them in the comments on YouTube, or you can Twitter us at the address that you can see on the screen now. We'd love to hear from you, and if there's particular topics you'd like us to talk about, please do let us know. We'd be only too happy to include them in the program.
I mean, it's the absolutely cheapest model from Sackler. And oh my god, I got off eBay. I got these remote controls, Zoom remote controls.
Right. So you can pan and tilt.
No, so this is handling Zoom control instead of me reaching. Or up here, or using a hand on the camera. It has these 3 rings for iris, focus, and zoom. But instead of that, using one of these 3 options, I have this tilt mechanism. So
that's good.
And then you can start and stop. There's a small button here to start recording as well. Not that I'm going to use that. And it's simply plugged into the camera using this small 2.5 millimeter jack.
Right. Was it Lank or something?
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually my new broadcast setup. So I've tried to attach with Velcro straps. So I have the smartphone up here. Obviously, I should zoom out. So we have the smartphone, obviously running the vMix tally, as you may be able to see.
Yes.
I have a USB power for it, so it doesn't run low in the middle of it. And then I have this headset connected to. It's just a PC headset with an adapter. So we have headsets. I got 4 different. Now I have 4 different headsets just so we can test them out. I mean, they're cheap as beans. I mean, $20 a pair or something like that.
Right.
And so I don't expect much from them, but it would take for too long for me to get some decent, and I wasn't sure what to get. So this will do in the first run here during the weekend. So
it just means you can talk to the camera operators, presumably, and they can talk back to you as well.
Exactly. So this is pretty much self-contained. I made a shoe bag, nonetheless, a $4 shoe bag, which is kind of fun. So it hangs here below, and that contains everything. Power supplies, HDMI to SDI adapters.
That's very neat.
USB powers as well. So it's made for shoes.
It does the job though, doesn't it? And it keeps everything tied in out of the weather.
Yeah. And it makes it more neat and professional to look at. The tripod has this small eye where you can attach up to 10 kilos of weight up here under.
Yeah, so that's good. Yes, I do something similar with mine.
Yeah. So in a running setup, the only one that goes in is some power and the SDI cable.
I'm very impressed.
And when everything is packed up, the smartphone adapter, and everything can obviously, even the headset can be stored in this bag. So we keep everything together.
Yeah, that's good.
I hope that it, and to avoid voltage differentials from across the arena, we only use one single outlet. And from there, we power everything from the mixer system to all the cameras. So we run extension cords all over the place.
Right.
So
that's the nightmare, isn't it? Having to get power to everything.
Yeah, but from experience, I've noticed that for the event this spring, I brought my multimeter to make sure, and I could measure 1,600 voltage in difference between two cables. Actually, killed my USB extension cords.
Wow.
So, yeah, but that's what happens when you have a big building and you have differences in ground levels and stuff like that. That is a known risk.
So cameras do you use?
For this broadcast, we will use two of these Panasonic cams and one GoPro. At least that's the plan. These small Zoom controllers, had I not tried to work with a pro level camera, I mean, one of the big
broadcast camera,
I would not be able to appreciate this little thing, and I would never learn what it could do for me because I would never get my hands on it. I would never spend the money, basically. Only because I had the opportunity to try it, I realized how much easier it made the job. So when I got the cameras, the first thing I did when I came home, aside from upgrading the firmware and the camera, obviously I'm an IT guy, the first thing was to go online and figure out where to get these remotes, and I got this one off eBay from a dude in the US at 30% of the original cost. It works perfectly. Barely have any scratches, and I got a brand new one for the other camera. Works perfectly as well, but of a different model. Another thing that I realized was the importance of having communication when you're more than one.
Yeah.
Being able to communicate in a decent quality with your videographer is so important. I mean, up until now, I've been sitting behind the producer's screen and tried to think so hard, put your goddamn camera over there. that the camera operator 50 meters away actually could hear it, but somehow it never succeeded.
Never quite got telepathy.
Yeah, and again, I had this perfect opportunity. The very first stream we made, we came up short on everything, on time, on the gear, and everything. And one of the guys that we had planned to do this with did some quick thinking, and he had an old friend. So he called him and said, I'm in trouble. I need to borrow some gear from you. And this friend of his actually owns the biggest private production company in Sweden. So when he arrived at this venue, he had a truck with a pro-level mobile rack with everything you could dream of, including intercom system and these broadcast cameras and pro level tripods and everything. So that was my first experience where we actually were able to talk to each other, and it was fantastic. I mean, you're no longer alone when you stand behind the camera in the corner of the venue. You're actually part of a team and you can talk to each other. Perfect. I mean, just makes everything so much easier. So unfortunately, those systems are quite expensive.
Yeah, the old talkback systems.
Yeah, and even if they're wired, you easily pay 2,500, 3,000 for a base unit. That is without the remote boxes and headsets. I've been transcoding video for I don't know how many hours today with 100% CPU, full load across all cores, and I was actually able to work my day job at the same time. It's been a little bit impressive. As I told Giles earlier, the guys that I'm working with on this stream we're doing the coming weekend, he made this video that took 73 hours to render on his machine.
Oh no!
And my computer, I managed to configure my computer as a remote render machine, so he could upload the project and allow me to do the calculations. And my computer can do the same task in I think it was 18 hours.
Yeah.
It's staggering, the difference, isn't it? Absolutely staggering.
And it's not an old, it's a MacBook, but it's not an old one he has. And it wasn't such a complicated video. Actually, I can show you one of the renderings here. Here you go. I mean, it's not that advanced, not a lot of shadows and stuff like that, but
yeah,
it took a lot of computational power, and the final result looks like this.
be there.
Yes. Or even better, stream it live.
A virtual set I created at lunchtime to try and answer somebody's question. I
like that you did it during lunchtime. I mean, that would have taken me a week.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know, I didn't use any 3D software. I did it with LibreOffice Draw and the GIMP and vMix. And I quite like having this monitor there. I can't work out which direction to point. On that side with your full video, well, our videos on it there, you can actually see yourselves on the monitor, and it's all, done to reasonably good perspective, and and I've got the little thumbnails as well in vMix to show me what they're supposed to look like and all the preview shots and everything, which is what Anderson on the Streaming Idiots forum was asking about the other day. So I've sent him information about that. So hopefully that will be useful to him. And you can see, of course, on the two monitors behind me, we have, of course, vMix website and Tom Sinclair's Eastern Shore Broadcasting as well, which interestingly has one of our videos on his webpage as well. So that's quite nice.
No, he didn't put me on his website, did he?
I can't remember. Yeah, you were on there. Yes, you were on
You're
there.
right there.
Yeah,
That
Oh my
looks
God.
really nice, Miles, especially for a lunchtime project.
yeah. I was pleased with it. It's actually quite easy to do. I was quite surprised. What I didn't know, and it's all thanks to Paul Richards from PTZ Optics, depending where you come from. He had a demonstration on his YouTube channel for how to do it. So I watched it and thought, oh, I didn't realise that there was an export button on the virtual sets, but you can export them and tweak the graphics, and you don't even have to really play with the XML. You can change all the settings you need to change actually within vMix, but you can create your own graphics and everything to go with it directly.
I've watched several of his videos. He makes some pretty good videos.
Yeah, I've not seen too many of his, to be honest, but I was amazed to see how many he's done, and a real variety of subjects too. Very interesting. Many thanks to John, George, and Mel. In next week's show, we'll be looking at these things, which is the version 3 HDMI to Ethernet boxes that we talked about in one of our earlier shows. We're going to see if they actually do what we think they're going to do. Hopefully they will. Fingers crossed. Watch this space. Remember, you can leave us comments. Please like and share if you do like what we're doing. And if there's any subjects you'd like us to discuss, please let us know. You can contact us either through Twitter. You'll see the caption on screen, or you can comment on Facebook or send us an email, of course. All the information is available from our website, stepbackintime.tv. Till next time, have fun. Thank you for watching.